What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR Garage. My name is Justin. Today we're going to be talking about boost relief valves for your Ford 7.3 or 6.0 Power Stroke diesel engines. We're going to talk a little bit about why you might need a boost relief valve and how to install it. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is a boost relief valve, and when or why might you actually need one for your Ford 7.3 or 6.0 Power Stroke diesel? Well, like the name suggests, the boost relief valve actually relieves boost pressure from the valve itself. It's a simple little valve that has an input port, an output port, and then a relief valve built into it. And you install it in the line that goes from your turbocharger to your manifold absolute pressure sensor, which is kind of back here in the corner. I'll show you in a little bit in more detail how to install it and where it goes. And what the relief valve does basically is fools your map sensor into thinking there is less boost going to the engine. Now, when would you actually want to install one of these and fool your computer into thinking there is less boost going into the engine? Well, if your truck is bone stock, the answer is easy. You're never going to want one of these anyways. You're not going to make enough boost to necessitate this particular modification. However, if you have a truck that has common upgrades like an intake, an exhaust, a chip, or a tuner from the aftermarket that increases boost and adjusts the tune for the truck, there's a pretty good chance you might need one of these boost relief valves. Oftentimes what happens when you install these upgrades, specifically things like a tuner, and for me, I didn't start seeing this issue until I installed the upgraded turbo compressor wheel into the compressor, but you're going to be making more boost with the modifications and the tunes, and sometimes the engine sees that as a bad thing and will trigger a check engine light or a service engine soon light. And when that happens, what the truck does to keep things safe is it'll actually try to reduce the boost level by taking fuel away from the engine and maybe some other things as well, preventative safety measures in order not to cause any damage to the truck. However, these engines have been around for a long time now. There's all kinds of evidence in history that shows how stout and strong they are, and they can hold up to the higher amounts of boost pressures as long as it's not for a super extended period of time. So what the boost relief valve then does is allows you to run the higher boost levels in the engine without the computer triggering a check engine light. Now, installing one of these boost relief valves into your truck is super easy. It's probably one of the easiest things you can do on the truck from an upgrade standpoint. Now, if you're interested in the boost relief valve that I am using, you can check it out in the links below in the description. Now, to install this thing, it's as simple as just cutting the hose that goes from your turbocharger compressor to your manifold absolute pressure sensor or your map sensor. Basically, cut that line, stick the valve in between the two lines, and that's pretty much it. If you have a boost gauge or something like that, you can also install that line into the boost relief valve so you can see exactly how much boost pressure is going to the truck before it gets relieved by the relief valve. Hopefully that made sense. It'll make a little bit more sense in the pictures, which I'll start right now, that show you how to install this. And I actually installed this boost relief valve when I was out at the racetrack. I never had this issue until, like I mentioned, I installed the upgraded turbocharger compressor into my turbo, and I was heading straight to a race out in Utah, and immediately I had overboost condition where I was making 35 pounds of boost in the truck. Computer didn't like that, so I had the check engine light. I had the part mailed to my brother in Utah, and basically grabbed it there at the house and installed it out at the racetrack in about 10 minutes. So super easy. We'll walk you through it, and then maybe we'll take a drive in the truck and see how much boost we're making these days. So open up the hood of your truck, grab your boost relief valve, which we have a close-up right here. You can see it says to the map sensor, pointing to the left. Identify the hose in the engine bay, which is highlighted by the yellow arrows here. At the left end of that hose, you'll see your map sensor. This is just a close-up of that, pointing it out. We'll mock up what our boost relief valve looks like with the hoses still connected. And if you're like me and you have a boost gauge in your truck already, I'm pointing out the T connector for the boost valve line right there, or the boost gauge rather, excuse me. I'm going to pop that off because we need to remove it. If you don't have one of those boost gauges, you're just going to cut the line in two. As you can see here, the line is cut, or in my case, I had just removed that T-fitting. And now we can go ahead and install the boost relief valve. Again, to the map sensor is pointing to the left. We've attached that hose on the left side. And now we've attached the hose on the right side of the boost relief valve. Make sure you have those hose clamps on your hoses before you attach them to the boost relief valve. If not, you'll have to take it off. Here is a zoomed out view of the boost relief valve attached and a zoomed in view with our hose clamps attached to either end. If you have that boost gauge like I did, you're going to want to remove this plug on the right hand side of the boost relief valve. Once the plug is removed, insert the fitting for the boost gauge and screw the boost gauge line onto the fitting. Here's what it looks like when everything is put together, and we'll do a little video walk around of the finished product as well. All right, full throttle. There's 30 pounds, and I am going way too fast for this road. So 30 pounds of boost on that run with the 80 horsepower tune. Let's we can pull it over and try to get the 120 horsepower tune. Actually, I should be able to switch it right here because we're decelerating. All right, we're on the 120 tune. Green light. There's 32, hit 32. And there's a truck on the side of the street here. So we had 32 pounds of boost that time. With the truck unloaded, it's not going to boost quite as high, but that was pretty dang high for unloaded. All right, everybody, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Super easy upgrade for your truck if you already have engine or tuner modifications done to the vehicle. Boost relief valve will allow you to see maximum power to your truck in those high boost situations. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below like usual. I would love to hear from you. Stick around for more videos coming up real soon here. Stay safe out there, everybody. I am checking out, and we'll talk to you all next time.